I was a couple of weeks postpartum when I received a message from Sanjay asking if we can work together on a memoir that he wants to write. And in the haze of postpartum, uh, I instantly agreed without thinking about it, even though it had just been 2 weeks and I didn't know when I would next be able to leave the house because I'd also worked as a journalist for so long. I knew how rare a Sanjay interview really was. And so I'm very happy that I not only got to write that book with him, but the fact that I got to sit with him on 10 long interviews, 4 events in 3 cities so far, and this is our fifth event together. And you might be wondering what might two people have to talk about after all of this. Turns out I haven't yet asked him to sing much for me yet. So today you will get to hear quite a bit of Sanjay singing. That is my big aim for the day. And I fully intend to exploit this opportunity along with all of you. Uh, so, Sanjay, can we start on a musical note? Do you think you can hum a little bit of Manasala for us from Vidadalai 2?
Oh God, no Carnatic music.
We will get there.
Okay. மனசுல மனசுல ஒரு மாதிரியா இருக்கு நினப்புல நினப்புல அது புது விதமா இருக்கு புதுசா தான் இருக்கு.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, you can clap a little bit more. Yes, thank you. um, Looking back, Sanjay, what I want to ask you is something that I haven't yet asked you. I didn't get a chance to do this even in the book. What has a life in the arts been like as you look back now, and what has it meant to for you? And did you envision it at all at some point that a life in the arts would look like this for you?
First of all, I never envisioned a life in arts. So that itself, as it happened, in the sense that I knew the arts will always be with me, but I never expected my whole life to be in the arts because I did work as a chartered accountant and all that. But the best answer to that would be is when I started traveling for concerts, every time I met a classmate of mine, he would say, not bad. You get to do the things that you like to do and you get paid for it as well. So I think that kind of sums up my whole experience of a life in the arts in that sense.
Excellent. You decided to write this book. I'm going to hold it up like this so that everybody can see you winking like that. You decided to write this book at a time when you were pivoting. You went from describing yourself as a Carnatic singer to a singer. You've since sung for Coke Studio for the young Sean Roldan, who was your student, and the eternally young Raja of music, Ilaiyaraaja. What has the studio life been like? Stepping into the studio, what has that been like?
It's almost like you learn to ride a bicycle the hard way, and then you graduate to motorbike and then cars and everything, and then after 20 years you come back to ride a bicycle. That initial hesitation will be there, but you don't forget the basic principles. And then after a couple of rounds, you get used to it. So studio life is like that because I did studio recordings even as a Carnatic musician, and then I stopped. So going back to the studio was, in that sense, a slightly newer experience. But also, studio recording and studios itself have changed because today they don't expect you to sing for 10 minutes continuously. They only want to hear a word. So they will ask you to sing a line, and we don't know which word they are going to take from that line because that is what today's software and technology makes it possible. So, in that sense, it's not so in those days because you were dependent on the track and edit and all that. So if you sang a line, every part of the line should come through perfectly. There is no scope for editing or cutting at that time. So now it's different. So they will just make you, except that they will make you repeat the same line many more times, so that they get what they want. Better, sir. Innொரு take எடுத்துக்கலாம், இன்னொரு take எடுத்துக்கலாம். You don't know how it will be useful. That kind of thing. So that's the difference.
Right. After you received the highest award in your field, you decided to do something about your voice. To me and to a lot of your fans that I talk to, a really big shocking revelation that you make in your book is that you're not very fond of your voice. Can you tell us about your relationship with your voice? What is it like now?
Actually, I have to go back to a review in 1991. I had gone for a concert in Bombay, and the next week there was a big review of mine in the Times of India, and the headlines was ineffective articulation. I sang for 3 hours 40 minutes, and the titles basically said that whatever you did is useless because you don't have a voice worthy of singing. This is what the review said. And of course, that has been a constant throughout my career because people have always said, நல்ல knowledge இருக்கு சார், ஞானம் இருக்கு, but voice தான் அப்படின்னு. But voice தானே கேட்குறாங்க. They are not listening to anything else. That never struck me because as an artist, you're always facing that one line about yourself, saying that the voice, அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி. So then, but I ignored it because you always find the audience is responsive. You are singing, they like what you do, they call you back for a concert, they pay you what you want. So there shouldn't be a problem, right? But this is a problem inside my mind, in the sense that, there are certain things I want to do, or I want to do it this way, or I want to address it this way. And then finally, I said, let me look at the voice as an instrument and forget about the music. I mean, unless I make that separation in my mind, I will never be able to satisfy it. For that, in a sense, physical fitness, my daughter is a strength and conditioning trainer. So there, when she's training a sports person, they are talking about the body as an instrument for playing or executing the sporting activity. So the sporting activity is separate, the body is separate. So you train your body to do the sporting activity. Similarly, a singer has to train his voice first to use it properly. Then the music will flow. It was the opposite for many years. For us, we thought once you get the music, voice is okay. பைரவி நல்லா பாடணும், தோடி நல்லா பாடணும் அப்படின்னு தான். Now it's different. So now when you address the voice, how the bhairavi comes out itself becomes different. So that I can see when I make those changes in my whole approach to the music.
Do you think you can show us like some voice routines of yours?
No, voice routines are actually very boring stuff, like you do. இது வந்து is not music, it's just sounds. இந்த மாதிரி sounds. You do all these sounds to ensure that the voice comes out in a particular way. It's different from saying அது சங்கதி ஆயிடும். So there is a difference. This is what everybody does.
Right.
All actors, singers, they all go through these kind of voice routines. Carnatic music, we have not done it because we look down upon anything that is scientific.
Before I actually go into talk about one of my favorite albums in the recent years by any artist, your Anbenum Peraveli, do you think you can sing for us a little bit? My 2-year-old son's favorite song, Vanilla.
தன்னை அறிந்தின்பமுற ஒரு தந்திரனி சொல்ல வேண்டும் வெண்ணிலாவே, சச்சிதானந்த கடலிலே தாண்டிவிட வேண்டுகிறேன் வெண்ணிலாவே, வெண்ணிலா, வெண்ணிலா.
Fantastic. What a fabulous song. Some years ago, there was this controversy over the boycott of Carnatic musicians for singing Christian hymns. Last year, someone circulated pamphlets that claim Carnatic music should protect Dharma first. All this when senior artists are struggling to, fill halls during the rest of the year, as you noted in your book. Paying audience is dwindling. And without beating around the bush, I just want to say a certain bigotry has already crept into this space, emboldened by the politics of the country. Your album of Vallalar's poetry, Anbenum Periveli, challenges hate and posits love as the way. The introduction to the album by A.S. Selvam says, by providing Vallalar greater visibility in his bicentenary year through this initiative, we aim to gain the strength and courage to wage a new civil disobedience movement against hate and to generate space for love and coexistence. Can you tell us about your love for Vallalar and how this album came to be? Are you the only artist to create a progressive album of Vallalar's poetry?
Okay, so Vallalar has been part of my life for quite a long time because there is a piece in Suritira Matrariyada Sedum Pasum Ponne. இது வந்து in those days it was very popular in the constant state. My guru has taught me. அதே மாதிரி Chembai used to popularize ஒருமையுடன் நினது திருமலரடி நினைக்கின்ற உத்தமர்தம் உழவு வேண்டும். இது செம்பையோட ஒரு மாஸ்டர் பீஸ் சாங். So my closer introduction to Vallalar came when I went on a US tour with Guruvayur Durai, Mridangam artist. So his sister, Guruvayur Ponnammal, had released an entire book of Vallalar's compositions set to Carnatic music, ragas and talas, and she had given full-fledged Vallalar concerts. So Dore sir used to sing some of those songs, and I learned some and I gave a full concert. That is how I got introduced to Vallalar. Now this A.S. Selvam has heard that concert and me singing Vallalar songs, and he came to me and he said that nobody sings Vallalar's pieces in concerts. You have been singing. Let us do a special album for this bicentenary. And he wanted to place Vallalar in the international stage along with Rumi as a thinker and a very progressive thinker with his value systems, which were posited against establishment. And it gave universal love as a philosophy that Vallalar himself expounded to the people around. So when we wanted to do an album, and I was also looking to move out of Carnatic music genre, and that's when I approached Sean Roldan because I had just sung a song for his film, one of his film, Lucky Man or Tamil Padam. So I had sung a song, and so so I told him, and he was also very happy. So then we got together and we did this. Yeah, like in a modern sense, I don't think Vallalar has been presented in this kind of musical soundscape. In that sense, it can be called a pioneering effort. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an album that everybody should listen to. It's not in your usual genres. Each song is set in a different genre. So that's something that I've been recommending to everybody in my life. Just as you did with Valalar, you also embraced Dandapani Desikar in a way the Carnatic establishment hasn't done. You also speak about his political life in the book and of being aligned with the Dravidian party, and maybe that could have led to the reluctance of the establishment. First, can we hear a little bit of Tunbam Nergayil? And then I'll ask you my question after that as
துன்பம் நேர்கையில் யாழெடுத்து நீ இன்பம் சேர்க்க மாட்டாயா நல் அன்பிலா நெஞ்சில் தமிழில் பாடி அல்லல் நீக்க மாட்டாயா கண்ணே அல்லல் நீக்க மாட்டாயா.
And What are your thoughts on the composer? And as someone who is setting songs to tune yourself now, as you, what has been your discovery of Dandapani Desikar been like?
See, in Carnatic music, there is this term called Vaggayakara. They talk about Tyagaraja, Dikshidhar, Samasastri as Uttama Vaggayakaras because they wrote the text and the music simultaneously. But parallel to composers, that is Vaggayakaras, we also had musicians who set lyrics to music. So people like Ariyagudi Ramanjangar, Semmagudi Srinivasaya, GNB, Muttaya Bhagavathar, so many musicians have actually said, like for instance, Muttaya Bhagavathar created music for Swadhitarnal compositions and all that. So then you also had lot of 20th century composers like Harikesan Lalur, Balamurali Krishna, M.M. Dandapani Desikar, and so many people. Now there are both sides to composition. For me, I don't write lyrics because I am not as proficient in the language, nor do I have very much to say in terms of sentiment or information. I'd rather sing. So if I find any piece of literature or poetry or words that are significant and I like to sing them, then I will set them to music as a musical composer. In Carnatic music, I believe that the people who compose the music should also be credited properly. That is not given generally because they say Manasa Sancharare Samaragam, composer Sadasiva Brahmendral. Sadasiva Brahmendral was not the composer, he was the lyricist. The composition music was given by somebody else, maybe Samangudi, maybe Musri, whoever made the music. So calling him a composer itself it is ridiculous in the modern sense because other people have composed the music for it. So similarly, another thing what happens is generally, if a composer becomes popular, automatically there are reasons, social reasons, political reasons, and business reasons.
Right.
So, because an artist wants to promote a composer, so like for instance, Aliyakudi Ramanjangar learned from Puchi Srinivasayangar. So he would sing a lot of compositions of his guru, Puchi Srinivasayangar. And then K.V. Narayan Swami, because he learned from Ariyakudi, he would also sing Puchi. So similarly, those compositions became popular in a particular Sishya Parampara. And as the Sishya Parampara expands, more people sing that composer. So, at a, say for instance, a contemporary of Pochi Srinivasayangar, say another person called Namakal Narasimhayangar, his compositions may not be as popular because he did not have such a big Sishya Parampara to promote it. In a sense, Tyagaraja became popular itself because he had the biggest Sishya Parampara among all composers, whereas Dikshidhar had a smaller Sishya Parampara. So it took longer for Dikshidhar's compositions to become popular, by which time Tyagaraja was already a superstar. Until the publication of Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, people did not know other than 4 or 5 Dikshidhar Kritis. In 1910 or 1920, if you went to a Carnatic music concert, majority will be only Tyagaraja Kritis. Because his Sishya Parampara was very popular around Tanjore district and everybody sang Tyagaraja songs. So that is how compositions become popular.
Right, right. But we started with
I
yeah.
got misled. So as a composer, now going to a composer, I feel that musicians should compose because we are singing every day. So we should sit and go through the process of composing. See, for me, for instance, the last 1 year, I am working on a project with Ilayaraja sir. Raja sir has written Tiruvambavai Tirupalli Ezhuchi, 30 verses. So one day when I actually was recording this song, he gave me the book and he said, இதை வந்து நீங்க அந்த ராகங்களில் டியூன் பண்ணிட்டு வாங்க நம்ம ஒரு ரெக்கார்டிங் பண்ணிடலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு ஒன் டே. ஸோ நான் கேட்டேன் என்ன சார் உங்களுக்கு தெரியாத டியூனா நான் பண்ணணுமா அப்படின்னு. இல்லை 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 நீங்கள் பண்ணிடுவாங்க பார்த்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு. ஸோ தென் இமீடியட்லி நெக்ஸ்ட் டே ஐ கம்போஸ்ட் கப்புள் ஆஃப் சாங்ஸ் அண்ட் கேம். But the whole process itself, like he will give me, I will go and compose, I will come back and sing to him, then he will suggest some corrections. So when he suggests corrections, his thinking is from the point of view of the lyricist and how the words are coming out, and his incredible repository of musical knowledge, where he says, this line should be shown in this particular way. You keep your own tune, you use your own ragams, but just add this, that's all. So in a very beautiful way, that that relationship developed over the last 1 year. And for me, understanding of how to compose, how to create a tune, how to create a song, all these things, kind of, it was a learning experience for me working with him. Like,
Right, right. And I mean that from Desikar to Raja, we'll just segue to this now. You've been working with him over the last year. In fact, you interviewed him as well. You had a conversation with him. What has it been like singing for Raja? What has that experience?
oh, it's a where do I start? See, like for me, it's I am a fan. When Annakili released 1975, I was 7 years old. So I have also been listening to all 50 years of his composing life. I've been his fan, and he's one of the greatest living musician composers ever in this world. So for me, that itself is just interacting with him. And funnily enough, I was very diffident to meet him for many years. So I never met him till 2024. It's amazing why I never got myself to meet him, but I have actually seen him in the airport in that queue. I didn't even have the guts to go and say hello to him or fall at his feet. I was standing like this. My violinist went and met him and came back. அப்படிதான் இருக்கு. But last year, when I first day, I said, yeah, I can't delay it anymore. I have to go and see him. So I went and saw him. And I spoke to him for 1 hour. He directly took me to the studio and made me sing 4 lines for Vidudalai 2. Directly, immediately. I don't think it has ever happened to anybody else because the recordist himself, sir, sorry, இதெல்லாம் நடந்ததில்லை சார், ஏதோ அவருக்கு தோணிருக்கு அப்படின்னு. So in a way, from then I've been meeting him very regularly on and off, and he tells stories that he will look at me and say, உங்க கர்நாடிக் மியூசிக்ல கதையெல்லாம் சொல்லுவீங்களே, ஏதாவது சொல்லுங்க அப்படிம்பாரு. சரின்னு நான் ஏதாவது ஒரு நம்ம சங்கீத கதையெல்லாம் ஏதாவது ஒன்று சொல்லுவோம். அவர் கேட்டு சிரிப்பார். இந்த மாதிரி இவர் ரொம்ப ஒரு very and very ஒரு childlike enthusiasm when he listens to music. So நம்ம ஒரு சங்கதி பாட்டை அப்படி பார்ப்பார். நல்லா இருக்கு இந்த சங்கதி அப்படின்னு. Very ஒரு spontaneous-ஆ he will, and then he will create music and then he will look நல்லா இருக்கான்னு பார்க்குற மாதிரி. ஸோ நம்ம நல்லா இருக்குன்னு அதை அக்னாலேஜ் பண்ணா அவர் மூஞ்சில ஒரு சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன். Artists are, after all, human beings. You can say so many things, but we still crave that little bit. இப்போ நான் பேசுறச்சே நீங்க என்ன பார்க்குற இடம் தானே நான் பார்க்குறேன். அதே தான் எல்லாருமே. All artists, we just require that little bit. Right. So அது வந்து it's a beautiful experience with him continuously.
Amazing, amazing. So who are your favorite singers and across different genres? It doesn't have to be Carnatic music. But who
My most favorite was always S.P. Balasubramanian. He was my greatest singer, and then P. Sushila. Sushila Ammaவோட வாய்ஸ் வந்து ஒன் ஆஃப் மை வெரி வெரி ஃபேவரட் ஆல் டைம் சிங்கர்ஸ். Classically, I like so many people. I have written about all of them. GNB was my childhood hero for many years. But I like a lot of singers like that. So many different voices. I like Bob Dylan. I like Louis Armstrong.
Right.
And so many different kinds of artists. In North India, I like the Hindustani, Amir Khan, Bade Ghulam Ali Khan. அவெல்லாம் கேட்டிருக்கேன்.
Right.
மெஹதி ஹாசன் கசல்ஸ்.
Lovely. You have a very rich reading life, Sanjay. Can you tell us what you're reading now?
I'm reading The Bookshop by Penelope Fitzgerald. So what happened was we were just traveling in the US, and I was visiting the Strand bookshop. It's a second-hand bookshop in New York. And I got a collection of essays by Julian Barnes, the writer. And the first essay was on Penelope Fitzgerald, and he had written about her and how she wrote her first novel when she was 58 years old. So I'll be 58 next month.
Oh, so
just a coincidence. So then I read that essay, and just reading that essay you felt like buying the book and reading it. So then I got that book by Penelope Fitzgerald, and that's the one I'm reading right now.
Yeah. This is something you talk about in the book as well, that you like to chase a book down.
And I just finished a Tamil translation of a book, Malayalam writer K.R. Meera.
Right.
Her novel I just wrote. I just read recently a Tamil translation. That also I just finished.
Oh wow, amazing! And you also read extensively in Tamil. right? And you have Tamil writer friends and anyway. Sanjay, this is something that I think all of us can learn from you, which is, even in the book, you say that your primary emotion when you perform is joy. As a writer, I often, find that I struggle to sort of allow myself to feel that joy. And it's something I'm slowly learning now because I have a toddler and I have to go through the joy with him. And what advice can you give others in finding and keeping joy alive? Because I found that very interesting. That when I was interviewing you about what are you thinking about when you sing, and you said that it's actually joy at the heart of it all, even if you're singing a sad song.
So that comes from the fact that I think the basic feeling that we all need is that life is worth living. You know, every day you look forward to life. You get up in the morning and you want to look forward to doing something. If I get up in the morning, the first thought in my mind is, when do I start singing? So if that is my first thought, then that is the activity that I look forward to most every day. And as long as you look forward to every day, that means you're happy to be in this world, you're happy to lead this life, and you are happy to live this life. So that is the foundational experience that you crave every day. No?
Right.
I'm not talking about people with difficulties. I mean, there I will not go there because you have to deal with them. But in spite of that, when you get up, you have a night's sleep, you get up in the morning and you look forward to that day. That is the one that allows you to feel happy about what you're doing.
Right.
For me, that is the clincher.
Right. Right. Um, it was your friend Ramavarma who first brought your attention that you had mispronounced some words in a song during a concert. To become friends with your critic is a winning strategy, right? Do you read your, the critic? Of course you do. You started this interview, but do you still read your reviews and criticisms?
Now I don't think. See, the problem is before reviews and criticisms came in organized media outlets.
Right.
Now everything is in social media. So the credibility is always in question. When somebody posts a comment in a YouTube video, you don't know who it is, you don't know where they come from, you don't know what they're trying to say. So 99% of the time you will just have to ignore it, and not bother. And also, once you reach my age, I don't think it matters.
Right, of course. Uh, this is a question that was asked at our Bangalore launch. What is your favorite food? And at that time, you'd said
I said steak.
steak. So we are in Kerala today. Where do you like to eat your parota beef?
Of course.
And where do you have any?
I have a very good friend here in the audience. He usually takes me to wherever I need to go and eat.
Incredible that your friend is here to take us. Um, can we have a little bit of singing as well now? Anything of your choice now that you want to sing for us? Usually you sing Nulai Padi at our book events.
Book event, yeah. So this is a very nice song by Bharathidasan. Actually, I had gone for a concert for a Tamil conference in the US, and the person who organized it sent me the lyrics and said, "Sir, nobody has sung this song. You please sing it." So I created.
So the tune is also yours?
Yes, yes, I will.
Okay.
நூலை படி தமிழ் நூலை படி சங்க தமிழ் நூலை படி காலையில் படி கடும் பகல் படி மாலை இரவு பொருள் படும்படி நூலை படி.
And maybe should I ask Sanjay for another song, one more song before I? Do you guys have any requests? What do? Huh?
கற்பூரம் நாருமோ கமல புனாருமோ திருப்பவளச் செவ்வாய்தான் திருக்கு கற்பூரம் நாருமோ கமலப்பு நாருமோ.
Fantastic. Great request, actually. Huh?
నగుమో మూగనలేని నా జాలి తెలిసి లగుమో మూగనలేని నా జాలి తెలిసి నన్ను బ్రోవరాదా శ్రీ రఘువర నీరఘుమోముగనలేని నా జాలి.
Incredible. Thank you, Sanjay. Before I ask the audience if they have any questions, I want to not to steal the joy away from you, but I know you have thoughts about the system of Carnatic music, and we were just having a little chat about this, and the music season is just upon us. But I just wanted to ask you, as a musician, as an insider, what is it like? What does the scene look like for a young singer stepping in today? Does it look bleak? Do you have some hope? What are your thoughts?
See, I am an optimist, so I always believe that things will look good. So, if a youngster wants to come into Carnatic music, then I you should be positive. Work hard, and I will always believe that. But for that to happen in an organic way, we need more support from the system. So, support means we need more people listening to the art form, supporting the art form. If there is a ticketed event, to buy tickets and come. See, that is the first thing to do, because I know music is free on YouTube, but a performer is performing on stage. Like even in Kerala, sometimes in some temples, before when I came for a temple concert, it will be fully packed. But once they start live streaming, people don't come to the temple. They are sitting and listening to the concert at home. So even in that space, even if it is free, so unless the support is there, how will the singer know that people are listening to them? So that kind of support we need to keep it vibrant and flourishing. That's one thing that I definitely believe. And events should be paid. I think it's very important, because people should understand the value of somebody taking the effort to, work hard. They spend 10 years, 15 years, 20 years learning the art form, practicing it, and they come on stage hoping to give a good experience. And the listeners also come expecting an experience. Then there is a value proposition. There is some value proposition that has to be monetized. If you don't monetize it, then it is very difficult. So that also should be there.
Right, right. And you're also, doing these themed performances that you produce yourself, right? You sing in Tamil, and then you also done an all Kannada special. Is there an all Malayalam special coming?
Now, Malayalam, someday I will sing, but I'm not yet ready.
Right.
Maybe I will work and come back.
Right. But then I also wanted to ask you about, producing your own shows. What has that experience been?
But that has been fairly good so far. The support has been very good. And one thing, the biggest plus about producing my own shows, like what I mean is, I produce the event and every seat is ticketed. So when people buy ticket, if the concert is at 6:45, they're in the seat before 6:45.
Right.
If I finish at 9 o'clock, they will not get up even for a toilet break.
Right.
If it is a Sabha, we don't know when they will walk in, when they will walk out, when they will walk back in.
Right.
Nothing is, because for them, they have paid an annual membership. So there is no compulsion to come and sit. But it's like cinema. If you don't like the film, you don't walk out, no? You watch the film, come out and then say, hey. But you still sit through the whole film.
Right.
Because you have paid that 200 rupees or 300 rupees to buy the ticket. Why should you waste?
Right.
Similarly, that's my experience. So every concert that I produce, if I call it Tamilam Nanam or Sanjay Sabha Live or whatever, people come and they sit through fully and then they go. And because they're coming back, I know that they're happy.
Right. Perfect. Um, this is your first book, right, Sanjay? So I'm saying first because I'm guessing there will be more in the future. And you read Chaplin's autobiography and then decided to write this. So, is there are you already thinking about future books?
See, one thing is, I would like to write something about the Carnatic music system itself at some point, not now, because I don't know if I'll have the time. That at some point I may work on something like that. And definitely my experiences outside Carnatic music in the film industry and other albums and music industry and things like that. At some point I will write a similar type of on another note.
Oh, so we already have the title. Uh, what have you been up to? What is coming up? Is that can we look forward to? Have you sung anything that we can look? Is it
Yes, I have. This project with Ilayaraja sir will come out very soon. That's almost complete. So it's in the final stages now. So that will come out, and I have sung for another film and a web series. Title track for a Telugu web series.
oh wow.
So until these things come out, we don't know. I can only say I have sung the recording. Finally, what comes out is the producer, director, creative decisions.
Right. Perfect, perfect. So, on that note, I'm opening this out to the audience for any questions you may have for Sanjay.
Good afternoon. My name is Renuka Arun. I am a small-time musician. So my question is, your lineup of co-artists, 99.9% of the times it is the same co-artist, Varadarajan on the violin, maybe Venkatesh Muthangan. So is it all about your friendship, or you all bring the best when you are working with each other? So it is a polite question. Why haven't you considered other artists?
Okay, so till 2000 COVID time, I have sung with all artists. Post COVID, I have moved to only Varadarajan and Venkatesh. I think I have also reduced the number of concerts that I have sung. Before, I used to sing almost 80-90 concerts a year. Now, I sing much less. So, when I was singing 80-90 concerts, Varadarajan and Venkatesh played 30-40 concerts. So, now I'm singing only 30-40 concerts. So, I still need them to play for.
Thank you.
Also, this is an entire chapter in the book, so I'd recommend that you do. He talks about his relationship with the two artists and why he performs with them also. So please buy the book.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, according to you, is a traditional way of singing Carnatic music is good, or is it good? Do you like to bring the innovations in the style of Carnatic music?
I don't get what.
Pakka traditional way of singing classical music, or
Tradition means innovation also, because every generation changes. So tradition means, supposing if you talk about tradition, today nobody who is traditional sings like how they sang in 1925. Nobody who sang in 1945 sang like how they sang in 1925. So innovation is part and parcel of how the tradition evolves and moves forward. So that nobody's going. So see, like we don't wear the clothes our grandparents wore. That doesn't mean we are not traditional. Like that, no. So music also, it incorporates anything that is new, anything that's beautiful, anything that people like. We accept and include that.
thank you, sir.
Good evening, Sanjay. You were talking a lot about monetization, about ticketing, and all those things. Do we suspect a finance person inside the singer?
I am a chartered accountant,
Yeah.
qualified.
Okay. Thanks for saying that. I don't know how many people here knew that. Other thing, Sanjay, that I know you guys are good friends, but did Krishna, getting into writing and his journey in the writing field, did that have any sort of influence on your wanting to write also?
No.
No.
I'll just add to what he was asking you. What is your take on the kind of politics that T.M. Krishna?
I am not interested in the politics. I am only interested in the music.
But isn't Carnatic music always already political?
Yeah, it is.
So why not discuss this, talk about it?
There are other people doing it. No, somebody has to sing. Everybody can't be doing the same thing. No, sir. Let us say there are two political parties in the political landscape. Will you go to one person and say, why don't you join that party? You can't ask, no. My point is, I sing concerts. I am not interested in the politics because that is not of any interest to me. For me, the Bhairavi and Shankarabharanam are more beautiful on a daily basis.
Hello, sir. I'm also a chartered accountant, and normally my wife also says chartered accountants are more boring people and not much interested in music and art. So you are a musician who became a chartered accountant. I don't think you're a chartered accountant who became a musician.
Actually, that is what happened. So I was already a musician. I became a chartered accountant. I realized how boring it was, and I gave it up.
So how difficult it was, that the reason I was saying is CA is more of a logical and it's very difficult to crack CA also, but you excelled in both. So how difficult it was to switch
I
over?
didn't excel as a chartered accountant. రెండు attempt inter, one attempt final.
But you cleared, right?
It's not excelling.
I asked this question already, but I can't stop commenting because I'm also a chartered accountant and unfortunately have to remain
Fast
one.
turning into
I
a chartered
have to
accountant.
remain one. So I don't think anybody with the right sense who is a chartered accountant, who is a musician will go back to being a chartered accountant.
Unless I fail as a musician.
Sir, this Kallarthum Katavalkur.
கல்லார்க்கும் கற்றவர்க்கும் களிப்பருளும் களிப்பே காணார்க்கும் கண்டவர்க்கும் கண்ணளிக்கும் கண்ணே.
Sir, actually, this is a fangirl moment for me. You are always on my playlist. Could you please sing Tumpaner Girl 2 lines, sir? Please?
Once I already sang it. Again.
Yeah, again, please, sir.
வன்பும் எளிமையும் சூழும் நாட்டிலே வாழ்வில் புணர்வு சேர்க்க நீ அன்றை நாற்றமிழ் கூத்தின் முறையினால் ஆடி காட்ட மாட்டாயா கண்ணே, ஆடி காட்ட மாட்டாயா துன்பம் நேர்கையில் யாழெடுத்து நீ இன்பம் சேர்க்க மாட்டாயா.
You have mentioned great singers like S.P. Balasubramanian, Susila, and others. But you didn't mention about our great Yesudas sir.
Sir, I didn't mention Yesudas, Kishore Kumar, Mohammad Rafi. I can go on, sir. Jayachandran, so many K.S. Chitra,
Yes,
so many singers. I like everybody, sir. Favorite in the ரெண்டு பேர் சொன்னேன் அவ்வளவுதான்.
Since you are in Kerala.
Dasadan I love, sir. K.S. Chitra also very much.
Then one more question, sir. அப்போ அந்த சங்கராபரணம் அந்த சினிமையில் அது நீங்கள் தப்பாக நினைக்காதீங்க. எஸ்பி பாலசுப்ரமணியத்துக்கு பதிலாக யேசுதாஸ் அதனாக்கா பாலமுரளிகிருஷ்ணன்
சார் அந்த படம் வந்து 45 இயர்ஸ் ஆகுது
சார். அப்ப
இன்னைக்கு போய் அதை வந்து
இப்படி கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கேன். இன்ஸ்டெட் ஆஃப் அவங்க
சார் எஸ்பிபி ரொம்ப நல்லா பாடிருக்காரு சார். சங்கரா நாத சரீரா வந்து how beautifully he has sung. We all like that song. So let's not go there. No, it's okay.
Thank you.
My name is Prahlad, sir. A couple of years back, I have seen your concert in Navaratri Mandapam. You were giving a Shuddhadanyasi Alabana. Just before reaching the Male Shadjam, you gave a phrase like na 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 na. You registered the Shadjam like that. That phrase resembles very famous Malayalam song Endinu Veroru Suryodayam. So my question is, do you listen to specific Malayalam songs and attempt certain phrases in your content?
No, that phrase Himagiri Tanaye Malate, actually that's a Mudya Badar song.
Yes,
Before Malayalam film that song was composed. Sorry to this thing, but I Tamil film I listen to a lot and I use some phrases when I sing ragam. Malayalam that much I don't know, but one song I have sung many times, Isainas Abdullah, the Brahmadavanam. That when I sing Jog or Chalanata, I just sometimes use that phrase when I sing. I have listened to that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sanjay. Thank you for being a great
Thank you.
audience.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.